All right, welcome to the podcast. I'm Muehlenbeck. I'm here with Kane.
Good evening.
And this is Wine Time, the show where we crack open a bottle of bubbly and suggest you do the same.
Not if you're driving. That's all I'm saying today. I've realised it's been getting longer and longer and longer. And we've just got to get on with the show.
Yeah. And
join us
as we chat through the week that was.
Pia needs a little bit of
full
help
mental
this
blank.
It's all right. It's okay. We're recording this one day late this week, unfortunately. The week just got away with us. We're going snowboarding and skiing next week with our changed crew. And we've just been preparing for that and we didn't realise what day it was. So apologies for the late podcast, but we're back.
We're here. Yes. Yeah, it's getting into the season of us being quite busy work-wise. So, it's a little bit tricky trying to juggle it all, but I'm glad we're doing it.
I don't know if it's the same for every content creator, but we typically get, I reckon, 70% of our work happens between now and Christmas.
Yeah, and then still into January and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of festive season, silly season, it seems like that's when a lot of, certainly our clients in terms of the brands that we work with, they put a lot of their budget into that, the summer season firstly, silly season, and then all of the celebrations of Christmas spending and all that sort of stuff. So I think a lot of the marketing budget goes into those few months. So things really are starting to kick off.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I think this morning, or was it last night? This morning, Apple did their keynote, revealing all of their new iPhones and AirPods and watches and stuff it must be at this time of year.
That's right,
for
yeah.
the Christmas sale. So
That's it.
That's probably inherently why we get busy as well.
Every single year, Kane wakes up at 3 a.m. to listen and watch this keynote from Apple.
Yeah.
He has done it religiously since I've been with him for 12 years?
Well, I mean, before we even lived together, do you remember that time
Yes.
that I called you crying?
Yes. Oh my God, what did they launch? The iPad.
The iPad came out.
Oh my goodness. So when I was first ever dating Kane, this is I think we're maybe 8 months in or something. Kane went to the launch of the iPad and literally waited outside the store in a line.
Yeah, not the launch, just the launch day at the shop.
Yeah, so he went and waited outside the Apple store in Sydney. How long did you wait for?
I think I got there at midnight the night before.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, there was loads of people there already though. It wasn't just me.
Yeah, I know, but you're one of those campers.
It went, I wanted to do it. I've always wanted to do it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to. But it went around the block. This line was easily maybe 3 kilometers long.
Yeah.
I don't know how long a kilometer is really in real world, but it was long.
And then you got in there about 9 a.m. or something. And I remember you called me afterwards and you were literally in a very emotional state. You were crying a little bit.
I wasn't crying. I was just, when you get very happy and you get tears. I was tears of happiness.
Tears of happiness. Yeah, that's right.
Tears
because
of
you
joy.
said it was the best shopping experience you'd ever had in your life. Because they cheered for you as you walked in.
It's very overwhelming. It's I don't know if you've ever had it. You've been awake all night, right? Yeah. And then you walk into a shop. And you just think, oh my goodness, I just want to get this damn iPad and get out of here. I'm sleepy as. And then I think they had extra staff on, so it must have been about 100 people just start really clapping and cheering at you, at your face. And you're I feel like a pop star, but I'm really sleepy.
Did you bow and stuff as you were waving side to side?
I probably waved
Red
back.
carpet style?
Yeah, I think I might have waved.
Oh, that's so funny. And I remember I was laughing really hard because I'd never met anyone quite like you.
Well, I mean, no, for me, I don't think it was the shopping experience that made me emotional. It was the fact that we were never going to need a keyboard or a mouse again.
I remember you were convinced that this was the death of the mouse.
I mean, it's not, obviously. I can now use a mouse with my iPad.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was oh, this is crazy. They've got rid of keyboards on the phone.
Yeah.
Now they're getting to get rid of keyboards on a laptop. This is it. We're now in Star Trek.
Yeah.
This is boop, 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 just that's it now.
The future has arrived.
And 10 years later, I think iPads are really good still. I use mine every day.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Significantly better than any laptop.
Oh, I love using it. It's actually just so much fun to use and so useful. But yeah, so that was one of the first ever Experiences of Kane is him calling me crying coming out of the Apple store.
I just want to clarify. I wasn't crying.
He was weeping.
No, I felt like maybe I might have had a lump in my throat.
Yeah, you were just a bit overwhelmed with joy.
I'm not overwhelmed. Made me sound like an idiot. I was just very... and it wasn't the shopping experience that overwhelmed me. It was the fact that I was experiencing a moment in history that would never be repeated. The death of the mouse and the death of the keyboard.
The death of the mouse.
Like, this was a big moment in time for technology.
I know.
I didn't realise that it wouldn't be the death of the mouse.
Yeah.
If I'd have realised that, I probably wouldn't have been so excited. But yeah, it was still a very good experience nevertheless. And I do like shopping at Apple even today. You do feel very special when you go in there.
Yeah, that's right.
Hand over $25,000 for a mouse.
I also love it when you wake up at 3 a.m. and play the keynote.
Full volume.
I'm all across everything that launches every year.
This morning at I reckon it was about 4 a.m. I was just elbowing Pia. Like, wake up, look at this new feature. And then she'd roll over and grunt. And then I'd roll back, she'd roll back over. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, oh, new Apple Watch Ultra, baby, elbow.
I know.
Try and wake you up again. And it just, every time you just kept rolling over and the grunts just got louder.
Grunts?
And I just ended up realizing, okay, maybe you're not that interested as much as I am.
I was like, can I watch this at 8 a.m.?
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
Yeah. So what is the purpose of watching this at 3 a.m.?
I mean, just to be the first, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Something quite nice about the experience. We don't get these real life experiences anymore. So to know that there's hundreds and thousands of people all tuning into a live event online is kind of cool.
That's true. No, I like it. I appreciate it. And I like that I know everything about new products just as a byproduct of living with you.
I mean, we're not far off Tesla AI Day either. That's 3 weeks away. So
great. What time's that airing?
I'm not sure. It is in my calendar though, and I have got an alarm set.
Okay.
So if it's middle of the night, you'll know about it.
This is the problem of living in Australia. Everything we do is in the middle of the night in terms of global events.
I know everything. It's terrible. It really is frustrating, actually.
Yeah, we trade the US markets, and it's literally at 11:30 at night.
PM. Well, that's when it opens.
Yeah.
If it's an interesting trade, we might be there till 1 a.m., 2 a.m., but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Should we talk about what we've watched on TV? A lot of people actually gave us feedback that they loved our Welcome to Wrexham review.
Really?
Yeah,
how funny.
I think a lot of people are getting very behind this very average football team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do too many spoilers, but we have actually been keeping up with the episodes.
No, we said last week that everyone had to catch up to today's episode, because we're
we
talking
can chat about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But plus, also the last, I don't know if they're launching 2 episodes a week. It felt weird. I watched 2 episodes last week again. Are they doing 2 a week?
Yeah, I think so. It's 2 at a time.
It was honestly, it was okay. I'm holding my excitement in for the next episode, because this last 2 episodes, it felt like they threw a lot of money at the football team.
Yeah.
They got rid of all the old
they got rid of the
and
management and some players.
Put some new people in.
Obviously spent quite big on a few of the key players.
Yeah. And apparently you can't just put a load of money into a load of players and chuck them in a room and hopefully they play well. There's got to be some synergy and gelling together.
Yeah,
and apparently
honestly, I was genuinely expecting them to start winning.
Yeah, and all that happened, they just kept dropping down the league. Yeah. I think they're at number 12 in the bottom league on earth now. This is not good.
I'm sure there's a lot of extra money that's gone into this already, and I'm not sure how much return has come.
What I did like about the show is that they have started to. Obviously, they're telling a story, right? And if Ryan Reynolds is going to do what he's best at, he's going to tell an amazing story.
Yeah.
So they're not just focusing on the players and Ryan and Rob. They're focusing on one guy in the village and the pub owner and the 2 old ladies that talk about the team and and how it's affecting the village. And I don't know, it's really making me want to go visit Wrexham one day. I
know. Yeah. It's really they've done it very well. It's very community based.
Yeah, it sounds so stupid because I don't even like soccer. I almost bought a Wrexham t-shirt last week while watching the show.
What do you mean you don't like soccer? Football. You
Football.
can't call it soccer.
Football.
It's
Just for
sacrilegious for you as an English person.
our international audience.
Yeah,
trying to
but
help.
people know what football is.
Americans don't. Americans have football means one thing and one very specific thing.
Soccer football is definitely my favorite sport.
Or whatever.
Yeah, like I just love the simplicity of it, you know? Kick the ball, there's a goal. Like that's it. 1 point, 1 goal.
It's a bit more complicated than that.
No, it's not. It's so simple. Have you ever seen AFL? I couldn't even explain it to you.
Okay, Australian the sports are very complicated.
There's like all different points for different goals. You can kick it, you can catch it, you can throw it, you can do all sorts of different things. And I'm not aware of what things you can and can't do. Whereas with soccer, it's very simple.
Yeah, if it goes in the net, you scream.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
You can use your feet or your head and that's it.
Yeah, no hands.
But it's so nice to see how much it means to this community.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's a big part of their
It's
lives.
everything.
Yeah.
It's everything for them, I think.
Yeah. So very cool show. I'm hoping that Wrexham starts to make some ground.
I think they
in
will.
the process of trying to get promoted.
Also, all last episode, I referred to it as Welcome to Wrexham on Netflix.
Yeah, it's not, is it?
And now it's on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah.
So anybody that signed up for Netflix last week to watch this show, I do apologise.
Yeah.
It's on Disney.
Yeah, cool, nice. The other show that we started watching this week,
Oh, yes.
which I got oddly into, and it's already existed for like 9 seasons, so this is like super old news, but
Well,
I'd never heard of it before.
We discovered it through an offshoot of this show, which we'll come to in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
It's called Alone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically a 100-day challenge where contestants get dropped into the wild, like very treacherous places, and they have to try and survive off the land for 100 days.
Like when Peter says treacherous, there are polar bears and like
Black bears, polar bears.
There's animals everywhere.
Yeah, and cold weather conditions, really harsh weather conditions. So they basically get dropped into this area and then they just have to survive for as long as they can. The idea is to try and do 100 days, which I think, I don't know how many people have done it.
I think one guy
historically.
last season got like 103 days or something crazy.
Well, and the person that stays the longest wins $500,000. So
that
there's
right?
there's a
Oh,
massive
I didn't even know
incentive.
there
It's
was
a
a prize.
$500,000 prize pool.
Yeah.
And so, they're all trying to stay there for 100 days. And it is fascinating. I don't know why I find it so interesting, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen all the primitive technology videos on YouTube. I find them really therapeutic to watch.
Yeah, well, that's how we found the show. We went on to Binge. I know it's on Binge.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Not Disney, not Netflix. We went on to Binge, and there was this offshoot of the show, which the 3 contestants will have they have to build like a shelter, or they have to build a campfire, and they've got a certain period of time to do it, which I love because I love all that primitive technology stuff that you see on YouTube. So I was like, oh, they've gamified it. That's a pretty cool show. After watching it, I was like, oh, wow, this is like the offshoot. People actually have tried to survive in this same location. Yeah. And when you watch it, I've always thought to myself, if I were to be dropped in a forest, it'd be fine. I would just eat leaves and berries, and I wouldn't really, I don't know, like I do sometimes eat meat, but I'm definitely not on the side of humanity that's happy to kill an animal.
Yeah.
Like if I had to kill a chicken, I would probably not.
Yeah, me either. I really can't.
I don't know. Like I've always said, I think that everybody who eats meat should go to an abattoir.
Yeah, and actually face what you're doing.
Yeah, face the reality of what you're doing. Because I think, you go to the shops and it's all very clean and packaged up. You don't really think what you're consuming. Anyway, that we digress. The show is real. Like this guy, firstly, I realised you can't just eat leaves off the trees. Like it's not enough. So if you did get dropped in a forest, you would have to get like an animal of sorts to eat. Yeah. Some of the guys got dropped off. They all got dropped off randomly within this forest. So some have a creek next to them. So some can go fishing.
I think fishing I could do. I think that's like I could do if I was near a creek or a beach or something.
As in killing the animal?
If it was like a life or death situation and I had to survive, I think I could fish and eat fish. I could not kill a squirrel.
No, I just also like
I don't know why I have that.
They've got bow and arrows, right, in this show.
Yeah.
Like where the arrow goes through, because it's all very graphic, it's proper.
Yeah.
Like when the arrow goes through, like a large chunk of the squirrel was taken out.
I know. It is awful to watch, but it's interesting because one of the ladies on it said, this is just something that is a way more honest way of living. Like you said, like we're all eating packaged, chicken or whatever from the grocery store. We're not actually facing the reality of what we're doing. Whereas these guys, it's actually very sustainable. It is the circle of life.
Yeah, that's what I kept coming back to in my head. I was like, because I wanted to turn it off. I was like, I can't watch this. I thought to myself, I can't turn this off. Like, I might eat chicken tomorrow.
I'm interested in learning all of the other survival skills. I don't know why I find that so fascinating, but like, how long do you legitimately think you could survive for in the wild?
As in, like, you've dropped me in the forest.
Yeah.
And that's it. In Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, do I have mosquito repellent? Because if not, I'm swimming back straight away.
So you just would not even give it a crack? Survival?
No, be realistic. Like let's be realistic here. So
let's say I drop
10 minutes,
you.
half.
No, okay, so you can't swim, okay? Let's say I dropped you on an island off the shore of Australia and there's nothing on there.
And I've got a flare. If I fire the flare, I can get picked up straight away.
Yeah.
I reckon, I'm not joking, and I'm quite a man's man. I'm not saying this because I'm like a bit of a baby. I'd get about 6 to 8 hours.
What do you mean?
What?
If there was $500,000 on the line, would you try staying for more than 6 hours before throwing in the towel?
I mean, it just depends when I need toilet paper. If I haven't got toilet paper, I'm not staying. Like that. Come on, what am I going to do? Go and dip my bum in the ocean every day? I don't know how are they getting on this show?
But they're all building shelters, they're building ovens, they're building like little chimneys and all that sort of stuff. Could you do all that? Do you reckon you could do that?
Oh, all the whole primitive technology. Yeah,
like building shelter and all that.
Easy peasy.
I think that'd be so fun to try.
I mean, we can go and do that in Queensland. We live literally half an hour from a forest. A jungle. We could go do that.
Yeah, should we try that? Maybe we should try. Maybe we should try on YouTube a 24 hours in the wild challenge.
Yeah, my wife goes into the jungle for 24
us together.
hours. No. I will be filming in my air-conditioned trailer, and you'll be over there with trying to start a fire.
Getting rained on.
I'll be like with a megaphone. You're doing pretty well, Pierre. Keep going.
Well, you would literally make me do it, wouldn't you?
I mean, one of us.
This is like the time we tried to garden and you decided you wanted to vlog, and then I actually had to physically carry all the plants.
One of us has to film. So, I mean,
we could get a tripod.
You're not known as being a filmer. You're more of the person in front of the camera. So really, it should be you.
I would do it. I would do 24 hours in the wild challenge.
Well, no, okay. You didn't answer the question. How long do you realistically reckon you could survive if you had to, before you had to pull that flare to get out?
Like a month.
Oh, hey. You are so crazy. A month?
Yeah, probably. Why not? I know exactly what type of shelter I'd build.
Can I just remind you, you don't get dropped off with 30 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, I know,
so
darling.
So you couldn't last a month. You just roll a day, Pia.
I don't. Oh my gosh! What? What is this? No, darling. I think they just use leaves, or like they go swimming in the ocean and just like.
I'd laugh so hard if you went and got some stinging nettles and started to wipe away.
I actually don't know what the toilet paper situation is. I'll be honest.
Like, this is the thing. Okay, another thing. I don't like going.
Is that my biggest concern is food, because I'm just a picky eater. Like, I don't eat any red meat. I'll eat fish, but like.
I mean, one of the guys in there didn't go to the bathroom for 12 days because I think he just ate berries all the time, and then like you really thought it was going to affect his heart. You thought he was going to die.
Yeah, I mean, if we were in a place where there was like an abundance of
like a Woolworths or a Coles nearby,
like a little Harris farm.
He just wants to camp out in someone's back garden.
No. If there was like an abundance of like, let's say, some mushrooms, maybe some fruit trees, avocado trees would be good.
Yeah, so she wants to be isolated in someone's lovely farm garden.
Yeah, I think just go around with a little basket and go gather. That'd be a nice. Realistically,
I think the primary issues that you, as Pia Muehlenbeck, would come across if you had to stay stranded. And I've mentioned it, but toilet paper. I think that would be I need to get out of here.
So you're the reason that all the toilet paper ran out in the pandemic then? You think that is like priority number one?
I don't think I've actually ever said this, but when the pandemic hit, I bulk bought toilet paper from a wholesaler. I wasn't one of those guys that went to Woolies, but I did think ahead and I was like, this is going to be a problem. And we only ran out of that toilet paper about 6 weeks ago. That's 2.5 years later.
Yeah, I don't know why that was everyone's number one priority.
But because I bought it from that wholesaler and he's like, we haven't got any, but these are just the offshoots.
Yeah, so you bought faulty toilet paper.
I was like, I'll take anything. Like, I just don't want to run out.
It was like each sheet was already
separate.
Disconnected.
Yeah, they were the offcuts of like some Quilton toilet paper or something.
I was like,
Hilarious.
babe, is the situation this bad?
I didn't know if it was going to get bad. It could have done. I also bought loads of tarpaulin and gaffer tape because I thought that maybe COVID could spread through the air conditioning in our building. So I taped up all of the air conditioning units.
Kane's a little bit crazy.
We were doomsday prepped.
He made me do like first aid courses. And you fully bought like all the survival equipment.
Oh, we went to Kathmandu. I reckon I must have spent $1,000.
Yeah.
I've still got an axe in the car, which I should probably take out.
We've never used any of it.
And you know what I did? I also bought police caution sellotape from like a joke shop because I thought if we have to escape the city and go and find an abandoned house in the country, we can just put caution. Police, don't cross this line.
It definitely didn't say police. That would be illegal.
Oh,
but yeah, it said caution or something.
It was caution tape.
Yeah.
I thought if I put it across the front door of this abandoned house that we commandeered, no one else will come in. I think I might have thought it was going to be a zombie apocalypse, like
you definitely
rather than a pandemic.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if zombies would be like
can read
deferred from a caution sign.
Oh, there's a caution sign over there. Guys, let's go over this way.
Let's proceed with caution here, shall we?
So, yeah, okay. So, apart from the TP, I don't think that you would be able to deal with not washing.
Darling, you go in the ocean. It's Earth's bath.
I just don't think you would. I think you're too much of a princess.
The teeth brushing I found
I mean, how do you
quite
brush your
full
teeth?
on. I just realised that they were like crushing up charcoal from their fires to try and like brush their teeth with, which I know is that's a good antioxidant charcoal, but I would love some actual toothbrush.
I don't think
toothpaste.
Pia knows how to actually make charcoal.
Yeah, you just crush up the little charred bits of wood.
And how do you make charred bits of wood?
Fire.
And how would you start a fire?
With a flint.
Is it how you do it?
Or you just,
you
get one piece of wood and then a stick and then you like rub it real fast.
I'm pretty certain it has to be
I actually have done this at camp.
I think it's very specific types of wood. I think it's a softwood and a hardwood.
Yeah, and then you just blow on it. You got a little ember. You just like, I know. And honestly, I've watched enough
Do you
primitive
actually
technology.
reckon you
I reckon
could
I could do
start
that.
a fire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. In next week's podcast, we're gonna see if Pia can start a fire.
No, we'll do a vlog where we survive for 24 hours with no food or water. I even know how to collect rain. I know how to collect fresh water even if it's not raining.
How?
You have to put you have to dig a hole, and then you have to put a bunch of leaves and plants into the hole.
Right.
And then you need like, say a piece of tarp to put over the top or like a glad wrap or something like that to put over the top of all of your plants.
Yeah.
And then you have to put a pebble right in the middle to make it dip down a little bit.
So it makes a point.
And then the heat, the condensation, and in the middle of the plants, you need a little cup to collect the drips of water.
Yeah.
And then as the day heats up, condensation rises from the plants and attaches to the bottom of the plastic and then drips down the middle into the cup. And you can have a few drops of rainwater.
I did not think you knew that.
See, I can survive.
I'm quite impressed. Like, genuinely, that's probably the most impressive thing you've said in a year. So there's a bit of a problem that I've seen developing. Or there's more than one problem, but the world has a number of problems, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, this summer, loads of rivers have dried out.
Yeah.
Around Europe. Like, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like the climate change has been getting significantly worse so quick.
Yeah. Is that because of rising temperatures? They're just drying
I don't know. Something's happening. I would assume so. But the other side effect of what's happening with the planet is the oceans are rising.
Yes.
So in Miami, they're raising all the roads by 1.5 meters. Even here in the Gold Coast, you can't do a new build or a reno without having a 900 meter floor rise.
Yes.
900 millimeter.
900 meter.
Just a 900 millimeter floor rise.
Yeah.
So clearly the people that are doing the town planning are realizing, yes, actually the oceans are rising. This is serious
And
thing.
there's been so many floods. Like it's
I mean that also goes without saying, but that could have come from excess rain. My point is at beachside they're saying build the houses higher.
Yeah, that's right.
So I had this thought which I think could solve everything. So
All right.
Papua New Guinea used to be attached to Australia. It used to be like one big flat land. Over hundreds and hundreds of years, water has moved silt or moved rocks or whatever, and the oceans have risen. And now Papua New Guinea is a different country to Australia.
Yeah.
So these things can happen. We can like basically make new beaches.
Yeah.
So I have a theory. Why don't we go somewhere in Australia? Because Australia is massive and it's 97% empty, right? And there's nothing in the middle. It's too hot.
Yeah.
It's rubbish in the middle. Like it's just, I mean, not rubbish, but like there's nothing, you can't survive
red
there.
earth, yeah.
You cannot survive. It's a desert. So why don't we get all these big digger trucks, diggers like with the arms, go as far north as possible and just dig a groove and basically make a massive channel and divide Australia into two countries.
Okay.
Right? So just a massive canal down the middle.
Oh, okay. So like,
Australia.
all right, yeah.
And then, maybe not that massive, maybe like just 100 meters wide. And then off there, do more canals, like trees. So basically, like what Dubai did with filling in the ocean, maybe Dubai are the reason why the oceans are rising. They keep chucking rocks into
They keep putting more sand
let's make
in.
more islands. Like, mate, no, do it in. Anyway, so what I'm thinking.
So you're saying a massive canal system.
Yeah, giant. Like, let's make all
That's
of Australia.
attached to the ocean, and so it gives the
sucks
water
in.
more room to go.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and every country could do this because there's loads of empty land in many, many countries. So just go to the ocean, dig a massive trench and take in some of the ocean. It will give so many more people beaches. It will make the middle of Australia extremely valuable from a property perspective because suddenly Middle Earth will have like a beautiful beach and it's the perfect weather in the middle of Australia. It's boiling hot.
Yeah. Did you say Middle Earth?
Isn't that what Australia's called?
I think that's from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. It is, yeah, you're right. Middle of Australia.
Yeah.
And suddenly you would have a dry desert wasteland would actually start to thrive because then all you'd have
And
to
be
do
an oasis.
is you have to put desalination plants on the coast of those new canals. And then you've also got water, which people can consume and make more plants, also lowering the levels of the ocean.
Is that why canal systems were built in the first place? Or were they...
I don't think so,
I
no.
think canal systems were primarily built to allow for like...
Transport,
right? Yeah, before roads and all that sort of stuff. Because there's heaps of canal systems here in Australia.
Yeah.
But not in the middle of the... They're not like really big enough to absorb any rising ocean levels.
Business idea.
What?
Land in the middle of Australia is super cheap.
Oh, you want to go buy it and make an oasis?
I'm not joking. We could probably buy maybe 10,000 hectares. I don't know how big that is. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
And then just buy a little bit of the land going right the way up to the north of Australia. And then we just dig it out, build our own one. Like we could basically create an oasis.
Yeah, the only thing you have to be worried about is not disrupting the natural habitat where animals are trying to migrate from one spot to the other.
Firstly, I think that they'll be grateful for water. So I'm not so worried about the animals.
Or you can make little bridges.
Yeah, you can. Animals find a way, right? But the point is, if we're lowering, we'll create more places for animals to thrive.
And more plant life.
We're spending so much money trying to get people. Like, what was that thing you showed me today? That there's a new planet, a bit like Earth, that's 100 light years away.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Before I go to that, I saw an article of someone who bought a huge amount of land somewhere in like the middle of America, desert land, and literally made an oasis. Like it wasn't a running canal, but I think it was a lady and she just kept digging holes and like she had very far away neighbors, but they were so confused what she was doing because she had like this completely dry, desolate land.
Yeah.
And she decided that she was going to create an oasis. And so she got all these diggers in there and made a huge hole and then just filled it with water. And now it's like a really lush, like full of wildlife, full of animals and full of plants her piece of land.
Well, I think this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And I reckon, I know our demographics for our podcast listeners and our general listeners. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them are high net worths.
Oh, you want to crowdfund this?
We could do this as a team, guys.
Yeah, it might be a bit of an experiment. We should probably do some research and see if something like that would work. But I have seen an article of someone who did it.
I've done a lot of irrigation in the past in gardens. Mm-hmm. I know exactly how to make this work.
Cool. All right. Let's find a little spot of desert.
All right. I'm not even joking.
We'll go on the hunt, guys. We'll send a proposal over in the next episode.
Next week, we'll have our Kickstarter account ready to go.
That is probably what they would do on another planet, realistically, right? They would bring plants, water, all that sort of stuff, and then mixing plants with water onto a different planet would generate oxygen eventually.
Look, I'm not even joking. I think it's a good idea. I think we're spending a lot of our taxpayer money goes on the wrong things. Like, didn't we buy like a $7 billion submarine?
I don't know.
Well, not
I imagine.
the Australian government. Like, I think there's a lot of focus on spending a large chunk of our tax dollars on weapons.
Yeah.
Which is just like quite
weapons and trying to get off Earth.
Yeah.
Like they just discovered 2 super Earths, but a little hiccup. They're 100 light years away.
So that means if you're traveling at the speed of light, it'll take you 100 years.
I think so, yeah.
So no one getting on that ship will get there.
No.
You'd have to put frozen embryo people.
Can we travel faster than the speed of light?
No.
No, okay.
The only thing that can travel with the speed of light is light.
Okay.
I mean,
so until we create transport that travels faster than the speed of light,
yeah,
or we figure out how to like get through a black hole and then come out closer.
I don't. See, I think all of this stuff
I've watched too much sci-fi.
I think this is all BS. I don't think. Firstly, okay, I'm not a scientist. I just got to preface what I'm about to say. I don't think black holes exist.
Yeah, they do.
No, let me finish. Firstly, I don't think black holes exist. And secondly, I don't care if they exist. That's the more important one. No one should care because it doesn't make a difference.
No,
we don't need that massive telescope. Give some kids a good school.
Yeah, yeah.
Fix famine.
Yeah,
we don't. There's no benefit to looking to the stars.
Are you aware that space exploration has led to a lot of modern developments that have been good for the planet?
No, that is not true.
Why?
It's not been a lot. It's been a few. NASA gave us Velcro. I could have done with shoelaces. I don't even use Velcro at all anymore.
Velcro's amazing.
Yeah, but not worth.
Is it worth $100 billion?
Billions of taxpaying dollars to come up with that. Like it's okay.
I'm so annoyed. I can't think of one more thing that NASA has contributed right now. So we're sticking with Velcro.
I'm pretty certain like a spacesuit costs like $12 million.
I just wish the money that went into trying to get to Mars or
Uranus.
Exploring like super Earth that are 100 light years away, like that kind of effort, if all of those brains that are working at NASA and all of the money that was backing it was going to creating a more sustainable Earth, we wouldn't have to try and figure out how to get off Earth. I love Earth.
I know.
I want to stay here.
I promise you, there's no amount of travel. Like, to get to Mars, I think is 6 months or 18 months.
Yeah.
Like, that's hell. Have you ever had no gravity for like more than half a second?
I've never had no gravity.
Yeah, if you jump in the air.
Oh, okay.
Like on a trampoline, that feeling.
Yeah.
Imagine feeling like that for 6 months.
Yeah.
It'd be gross.
But even like after hundreds of years living on Mars, it's not going to be like living on Earth.
No, I think it will be
like,
an underground colony like ants.
Well, it will be, you basically have to be inside, controlled air spaces.
I mean, also don't forget the only person who is claiming that we can live on Mars is Elon Musk. And do you know what he's saying?
What?
He's saying that they'll launch a nuclear bomb on Mars to try and kickstart the atmosphere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like make his own little big bang.
Sense. You don't know. What do you know about that, babe?
I watched a YouTube video where a bunch of guys were living in a like a fake replica of what it would be like to live on Mars.
And did they start an atomic bomb to get the air going?
No, but they were explaining essentially you can bring plants and water.
Are you talking about Airax video?
Yeah.
This
may not be entirely factual.
He's a kid YouTuber. Like he's not got any facts.
Yeah, but I think if you can have plants living, but how do they live in the first place?
Exactly.
Without oxygen.
Look, the bottom line is,
I honestly don't know how they would do it.
There's no way that we should be focusing on anything other than making Earth better.
Yes, agreed.
Right now, we've still got sickness.
Because this is paradise.
Yeah, we've got sickness, which, given how much effort went into fixing COVID, I'm sure there's a few other diseases that if every doctor got their notes all synchronized, they could fix a few other really big diseases, which for some reason is more cost effective for the big pharmaceutical companies to keep those diseases around, which, I guess that's business. But then also, like, don't spend billions of dollars making a telescope to look into the sky. It doesn't matter. There's nothing up there.
No, there is. There might be.
Nothing you can learn.
These super Earths that they discovered could host life.
But you can't get there. That's like...
Yeah, I know, but they could... Apparently they're saying that this is going to answer the question of whether or not we're alone.
I'm going to write to NASA.
Yeah, you are. Are you going to tell them about your canal plan?
No, I'm going to keep that one just between me and the podcast crew. That's going to be our own secret little investment next year, guys. You watch.
Have you got any fun facts for me?
Yeah, I have actually.
I liked that section last time.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Really?
Yeah. Shows the actual intellectual level of our audience. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've actually got quite a few. In no particular order today, though.
Okay.
The first one's just disgusting, which I thought you'd like.
Oh, gosh.
The amount of bacteria in the average body
Ew.
is 1.5 kilos.
Well, ew.
Yeah.
What?
So foreign body bacteria.
What do you mean foreign body bacteria?
Mold, spores,
What?
Bacteria, stuff like that.
None of that is in your body. You don't have mold in your body.
You do have mold in your body, actually.
Do you
Yeah. There was this one time I was constipated.
Don't tell it. Don't tell it. Don't tell it.
It was a horrible experience.
Okay.
Did you know that flamingos are only pink because of the food they eat?
I did know that.
Oh, okay.
What food do they eat?
I don't know.
Pink food.
Smarties.
Smarties?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is the fact I was trying to find earlier, actually, talking about the ocean. If all of the water on Earth was bunched up into a sphere, the sphere would only be 700 kilometers wide.
Oh.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. I mean, it also would be 700 kilometers
How
high.
wide is the Earth?
Huh?
How wide is the Earth?
More.
More?
Kangaroos.
Yeah.
This is a 2-part kangaroo fact. Kangaroos have 3 vaginas.
Why?
I don't know, but they also have 2 uteruses, and they can actually stay perpetually pregnant. So they can have one in the pouch and be brewing another one constantly.
Really?
Also, the third incredible fact is if the time is not right because of the surroundings of the weather or the food or the crop or whatever, they can pause the pregnancy.
You're kidding.
No.
Wow.
I did get all of this from Reddit, so there's no
you haven't actually checked this?
No, I didn't fact check any of this.
This seems like some kid has made this up.
I just screenshotted the ones that interested me. I've not checked any of these guys, just FYI. But apparently it's called embryonal diapause.
Wow.
Another interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
All mammals, regardless of size, take around 30 seconds to urinate. Great. Moving on. This is disgusting.
This is like a weird, disgusting podcast.
I think I was in the disgusting category on Reddit. Your body always smells the inside of your own lungs, but your brain just mentally removes it from your smell of sense.
What? Why would you smell the inside of your own lungs?
Because you breathe.
Okay.
Like air goes in, air
but
comes
then
out.
Why wouldn't I be able to smell the inside of your lungs?
I guess they all smell about the same.
Oh.
No, if you've got bad breath, you can't smell it yourself, but I can smell it.
That's never happened before.
No, that was just a hypothetical example. But I'm just saying.
Oh, there's another gross fact. Cool. I honestly don't know how to react to these. I'm just like, ooh.
All right, we'll end on the podcast on a nice fact.
Okay.
Remember the corn kid? It's corn.
Yeah. from like last week.
Yeah,
Yep.
from last week. Well, this is an amazing fact.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing fact.
Oh, I know where this is going.
He has been named South Dakota's corn ambassador.
Oh, nice.
He's got his first ever sponsorship gig as an influencer, and it's to promote corn, which I think is kind of cute, kind of fun, and probably a good way to end the podcast today.
Perfect.
Time is up, and that's where we're going to end today's episode of Wine Time. If you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure you're subscribed and have hit that 5-star rating on this episode. Every little bit helps, so we really appreciate that. If you fancy keeping up with our antics outside of this podcast, you can always follow us on Instagram. The links are in this description, or you can check out our YouTube channel where we post at least 2 videos a week. If you'd like to check out our website, which has heaps of posts as well as all our photo and video presets, head over to kaneandpia.com. That's www.kaneandpia.com. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.